What y'all doing? All right, so this is the tractor, 3515 TYM. I was looking at some 25 horsepower ones, but mainly off of price, I went ahead and got a this 3515. First impressions right off the bat, I'm used to running like backhoes and forklifts a lot in the oil patch, and there's like usually a little lever right here where you can go back and forth, forward and backwards. But with these tractors, this pedal over here on this side, you have to go forward and back, which isn't a big deal if you've been running tractors, you know, your whole life, but this is the first one that I've ran like this. The bucket is pretty much the same like a forklift or a backhoe, you know. Left and right is tilt up and down, and then up and down is to bring the bucket up and down, or the forks up and down. All in all, you know, it's a pretty nice tractor. I'm gonna kind of go over why I went with TYM. All right, so why did I get the TYM? For me, it was the price. You know, my budget was $30,000 and I wanted to really stay under 30, so TYM, you know, basically, long story short, I went to there's a Kubota house right here, you know, maybe 7 minutes from my house, and they had a 2502, I believe. Let me go check the paperwork for you just to be sure. But let's see. Yeah, so they had a L2502 HST 4-wheel drive, the bucket, and the 3-point system in the back. Really nice tractor. When I went and looked at it, salesman was awesome. But basically, with everything I'm doing right now, you know, they had a cash option, but I wasn't gonna drop $30,000 on a tractor. You know, I'd rather put $30,000 somewhere else. But you know, I think when it was all said and done, you know, what he spec'd me was $29,000 plus the rotor, and since I didn't do the cash option, you know, we were looking at like $34,000. So that put me over the $30,000 mark. And then another tractor I was looking at, that's, you know, there's another dealership here pretty close to where I'm at, and I'm in the Panhandle, so it's going to differ wherever you're at, but I had a LS tractor dealership pretty close to me, and went and checked theirs out. You know, they look like some really nice tractors. My wife really liked the blue. That was kind of her favorite, and I was really leaning towards getting the LS even over the Kubota just because of the price. But let me show you, or let me tell you what they were going to give for $30,000. So basically they had a MT 232E, which is saying here 32 horse or 31 horse, newer model, 2659. You know, just $27,000. You would get a $3,000 cash rebate if you paid it cash. Plus the roto cutter, which is $2,600. So that would have put me right underneath 30,000. So I was really leaning towards that one. I liked how it was, you know, above 25 horsepower, just for you know, 30,000. So that was kind of the one I was leaning towards. I was gonna get that, but my wife, her uncle, he had a Branson. So of course Branson just finalized the deal, or I guess TYM finalized the deal to where, you know, everything that's TYM, they bought it out. So I went up, you know, this dealership was actually like an hour away from the house, and I drove up there, met the guy, really nice guy, nice salesman, and we were going over everything. And yeah, pretty much a 3515H, 35 horsepower tractor, you know, with the bucket, 3-point system in the back, and a 6-foot mower. you know, all got everything under 30,000. So I think it came out to like 29.7, you know, for everything. So that was the main reason for me. You know, I'm sure everyone else, depending on where you're at in the country, you could probably find a better option. You know, like if you work the cash rebate, or if you work, you know, whatever type of deal the dealership's doing in your area. So by all means, you know, go and find that deal. But for me, underneath 30,000, 35 horsepower, you know, you really I couldn't beat it anywhere. So another main thing that I really liked about it was the motor. So when I did all the research, you know how obsessed you get with something when you know you're going to buy, you know, something, you're going to do all the research that you can. So when I knew I was going to get a tractor, I did the research, and basically this motor here on this TYM used to be called Kubota motor. Now I think they just call it the TYM motor, but it's a Cummins. I mean, it's basically a Cummins, same part numbers on most of the stuff. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, pretty much this motor is a Cummins. So that's what I really liked about it. Another thing, you know, the attachment system, they have a quick attach in the front for the bucket, quick attach system. And of course I was able to upsize to a 6-foot mower because it's a 35 horse. So in my eyes, for the price I was willing to pay in my budget, you know, I was like, this is pretty much the best bang for the buck, and the reputation that it has. So that's basically why I picked this tractor. What I'm mostly going to be doing is just using the mower, you know. I have just under 10 acres, so I was paying a guy to come out here and do it. And from the money that I was paying him, you know, I can just buy a tractor. So that's why I needed it. Of course, down the road I want to be doing some more stuff with livestock, but that's way down the road. So right now I'm just really worried about mowing. But if you want to follow along and see how the tractor ends up, you know, I'll be doing some update videos, maybe 150 hours, or depending on how long it takes for me to put those hours on. You know, I'll be doing a update video, and I'll show everyone kind of how the land is going as well. So have a lot of stuff planned back here. I know I already got my fence done. It's about a ½ acre fence. You can see that on my shorts. But yeah, got a lot of stuff going on out here. Just follow along, like and subscribe, and let me know what you think.